Welcome, my ladies of inestimable value. Not all minds are created equal. Some are wired to defy the ordinary, to break boundaries and to see the world in ways that others never will. The Sigma female doesn't just think differently. Her brain operates on a completely different wavelength. She's not following the path laid out by society. She's carving her own, driven by a unique and extraordinary mental blueprint that sets her apart from everyone else. This is no ordinary mindset. It's a rare, complex, and often misunderstood way of navigating the world. In this exploration, we'll delve into the 8 extraordinary ways the Sigma female brain is wired differently, unveiling the secrets behind her unparalleled strength, resilience, and relentless pursuit of mastery. Prepare to see the mind of a Sigma female as it truly is, a force of nature that bends reality to its will. Number 1. Rapid learning and mastery. The Sigma female has a brain that doesn't just learn, it devours information like it's a gourmet meal. When she's faced with something new, she doesn't tiptoe around it. She dives in head first, absorbing every detail at a speed that would make most people's heads spin. But it's not just about learning quickly. It's about mastering whatever she touches. If she decides to pick up a new skill, watch out, because she'll be fluent in it, while others are still fumbling through the basics. It's like her mind has this secret turbo mode that kicks in whenever there's something to be learned. But here's the catch. Once she's got it down, she's already on to the next challenge, leaving everyone else in the dust. And while others might bask in their newfound knowledge, she's too busy eyeing her next intellectual conquest. She doesn't just want to know something, she wants to own it, make it her own, and then move on to the next big thing. This relentless drive can be a double-edged sword, though. It means she's often impatient with anyone who can't keep up, and let's be honest, most people can't. For her, learning isn't a hobby. It's a necessity, and she's always hungry for more. Number 2. Quick thinking and pattern recognition. The Sigma female's brain is like a supercomputer running on instinct. While everyone else is still processing what's happening, she's already figured out what's next. Her mind doesn't just react, it anticipates. She's the person who can walk into a room and instantly read the vibe, notice who's stressed, who's bored, and who's about to cause drama, all within seconds. It's like she's playing 3D chess while everyone else is struggling with checkers. What really sets her apart is how effortlessly she connects the dots. She can spot patterns in things that seem completely unrelated to others. To her, everything is part of a bigger puzzle, and she's constantly piecing it together, whether it's understanding complex social dynamics or figuring out how to solve a problem no one else even sees yet. This quick thinking makes her a step ahead in almost every situation, which is both a blessing and occasionally a curse. Because while it's great to always be ahead of the curve, it can also feel like she's in a race no one else knows they're running. It can be frustrating when she's already seeing the whole picture and everyone else is still stuck on the first clue. But even with the occasional eye roll at the slowness of the world, she wouldn't have it any other way. After all, being quick on the uptake is her superpower, and she wields it with a quiet confidence that most people can't even begin to fathom. Number 3. Composure under stress. When things go sideways and everyone else is losing their cool, the Sigma female is the one person who remains calm, cool, and collected, almost as if she's watching everything from a safe distance. Stress doesn't rattle her, it sharpens her. Her brain has this incredible ability to compartmentalize, to push aside all the noise and focus purely on the solution. It's not that she doesn't feel the pressure, she does, but she's wired to handle it in a way that most people can't even comprehend. In those high-stakes moments, when others are running around like their hair's on fire, she's the one who's already 2 steps ahead, working out the next move with surgical precision. It's almost eerie how she can stay so composed when everything's falling apart. But here's the thing, it's not magic. It's years of refining her ability to detach emotionally from the situation and zero in on what needs to be done. She's mastered the art of keeping her head when everyone else is losing theirs. This level of composure isn't just impressive, it's downright intimidating. People might mistake her calmness for indifference, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Inside, she's calculating, planning, and executing, all while giving off the vibe that everything is under control, because for her, it is. Stress might break others, but for the Sigma female, it's just another challenge she's more than equipped to handle. And let's be honest, it's kind of fun to watch the chaos unfold around her while she quietly solves the problem before anyone else even realizes what's happening. Number 4. Inherent uniqueness and early. From the moment she was old enough to think for herself, the Sigma female knew she was different. It wasn't just about being a little quirky or marching to the beat of her own drum. She was practically composing her own symphony. While other kids were content to follow the rules, she was already questioning why those rules existed in the first place. It wasn't that she was trying to be difficult. Her mind just refused to accept things at face value. This inherent uniqueness wasn't something she had to grow into. It was something she was born with, like a secret superpower that made her see the world through a completely different lens. But this uniqueness wasn't always celebrated. Early on, it made her stand out in ways that weren't always comfortable. While her peers were busy trying to fit in, she couldn't help but stand apart. And let's be real, it's not easy being the one who sees things differently in a world that loves conformity, but she couldn't turn it off even if she wanted to. Her brain was wired to question, to analyze, to refuse to accept the ordinary. This was both her greatest strength and her biggest challenge. As she grew, it became clear that this wasn't just a phase or a personality quirk. It was who she was. The Sigma female didn't just march to her own beat. She created her own path, often finding herself alone because others simply couldn't keep up. But instead of feeling isolated, she embraced it, recognizing that her difference was a gift. She saw the world with a clarity that others lacked, and while it meant she often felt like an outsider, it also meant she was free to define her own life on her terms, and honestly, she wouldn't have it any other way. Number 5. Relentless ambition and motivation. The Sigma female doesn't do anything halfway, and that includes ambition. She's not just driven, she's propelled by a force that seems almost otherworldly. While others might set goals and then take a leisurely stroll toward them, she's in an all-out sprint, laser-focused on whatever she's decided is worth her time. But here's the thing. Her ambition isn't fueled by a desire for external validation. She's not chasing after praise, recognition, or applause. She's driven by something much deeper, a relentless need to push her own boundaries, to see just how far she can go. It's as if she has this internal engine that's always running at full throttle, and she's constantly looking for the next mountain to climb. And she doesn't just want to climb it. She wants to conquer it, plant her flag at the top, and then scan the horizon for the next challenge. This relentless motivation is both her greatest asset and, occasionally, her biggest burden. Because while it pushes her to achieve things that others wouldn't even dream of, it also means she's never truly satisfied. There's always another goal, another level to reach. People might look at her and wonder where she gets the energy, but for her, it's just how she's wired. She can't help but be driven. It's as natural to her as breathing. But this isn't some exhausting grind. It's a thrilling pursuit of excellence, where every challenge is just another opportunity to prove to herself what she's capable of. And let's be honest, there's something incredibly magnetic about someone who's this determined, this unapologetically ambitious. The Sigma female doesn't just aim high, she aims higher than anyone would dare, and she's not stopping until she gets there. Number 6. The quiet confidence of self-mastery. The Sigma female's confidence isn't the loud, in-your-face kind that demands attention. It's the quiet, unshakable type that doesn't need to be announced because it's evident in everything she does. She doesn't walk into a room needing to prove anything to anyone. She knows exactly who she is and what she's capable of. This self-mastery is like an invisible armor, strong, resilient, and impossible to crack. She spent years getting to know herself better than anyone else could, fine-tuning her strengths and embracing her flaws without letting them define her. What makes her confidence so unique is that it's rooted in experience, not ego. She's been through enough to know that she can handle whatever comes her way. There's no need for bravado or showmanship because her actions speak for themselves. While others might be busy talking themselves up, she's quietly getting things done, often exceeding expectations without ever having to say a word. It's that unspoken assurance that draws people to her. She's the calm in the storm, the person who can keep it together when everyone else is falling apart. And here's the kicker. She doesn't care whether anyone notices or not. The Sigma female's confidence isn't about being admired, it's about being effective. She knows her worth, and that's enough for her. This quiet confidence can be disarming because it doesn't fit the usual script. There's no need for applause or validation, and that's precisely what makes her so magnetic. She's a master of her own world, and if you're lucky enough to be in it, you'll quickly realize that her strength doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. Number 7. Extreme curiosity. The Sigma female's curiosity is something to behold. It's like a bottomless well that never runs dry. While most people are content to skim the surface, she's diving deep, always hungry to learn more, understand more, and discover more. Her mind is a restless explorer, constantly seeking out new ideas, new perspectives, and new challenges. If there's something she doesn't know, you can bet she's already halfway through researching it. And it's not just about gathering random facts. She wants to understand the why behind everything. This extreme curiosity is more than just a trait. It's a driving force that pushes her to go beyond the obvious, to dig beneath the surface, and to question what others take for granted. Whether it's diving into a new book, mastering a complex concept, or simply observing the world around her, she's always looking for that next piece of the puzzle. Her mind is a never-ending quest for knowledge, and she's relentless in her pursuit. But it's not just academic curiosity. It's a curiosity about life itself. She's fascinated by people, by how things work, by the intricacies of the universe. This insatiable need to know more is what keeps her constantly evolving, always growing, and never stagnant. And while this can make her seem intense or even a little intimidating, it's also incredibly inspiring. There's something undeniably captivating about someone who's so genuinely interested in everything around them. She's the person who can turn even the most mundane topic into something fascinating because she sees connections and patterns that others miss. And sure, sometimes this means she's off on a tangent that leaves everyone else scratching their heads, but that's just part of her charm. The Sigma female doesn't just live in the world. She wants to understand it, and she'll never stop asking questions until she does. Number 8. A constant need for mental stimulation. The Sigma female's brain is like a perpetual motion machine when it comes to mental stimulation. She's never content to let her mind idle. It's always on the lookout for the next challenge or puzzle to solve. While others might be perfectly happy binge-watching TV shows or scrolling through social media, she's hunting down new ideas, engaging in deep conversations, or tackling complex problems that keep her brain firing on all cylinders. For her, a day without intellectual stimulation is like a day without sunshine, dull and uninspiring. This constant craving for mental engagement means she's rarely bored, and if she is, you can bet she's already plotting her next mental adventure. She thrives on being mentally active, whether it's through learning something new, engaging in strategic thinking, or diving into creative projects. It's not just a hobby, it's a necessity. If she's not challenged, she gets restless. And that restlessness is the fuel that drives her to seek out new experiences and knowledge. And let's be honest, it's a bit like having a mental treadmill that she's always running on. While others might be taking leisurely strolls, she's sprinting, pushing her limits, and constantly setting new personal records. This relentless need for mental stimulation can sometimes make her seem intense or even a bit of an intellectual snob. But it's really just her way of keeping her mind sharp and engaged. It's her way of making sure that she's always growing, always learning, and always moving forward. So if you ever find yourself in a conversation with her and feel like you're barely keeping up, don't worry, it's not you. It's just her brain operating at full speed. And while she might push the boundaries of your mental endurance, you can be sure that she's doing it because she genuinely thrives on the challenge. For the Sigma female, a constantly stimulated mind isn't just a preference, it's a way of life. In the end, the Sigma female's brain isn't just a marvel, it's a masterclass in what it means to think differently. Her rapid learning, quick thinking, and unshakable composure are not just traits but the hallmarks of a mind designed to thrive outside the ordinary. With a relentless drive that propels her forward and a curiosity that fuels endless discovery, she redefines what it means to be intellectually and emotionally resilient. Her quiet confidence and constant need for mental stimulation are not merely quirks. They are the essence of a life lived on her own terms, driven by an insatiable hunger for growth and understanding. Each unique trait she possesses, from her pattern recognition to her big-picture vision, is a testament to a mind that doesn't just adapt to the world, but actively shapes it. For those who cross her path, the Sigma female's exceptional brain is both an inspiration and a challenge, a reminder of the extraordinary potential that lies within those who dare to think differently. In her world, being extraordinary isn't an option, it's a necessity. And as she continues to push the boundaries of what's possible, she leaves an indelible mark on everything she touches, proving that greatness is not just about being different, but about being unapologetically, relentlessly yourself. Thanks, my ladies, for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share your views in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye for now and God bless.